So our current sink situation is this. We have hand soap, dish soap. Under the sink there's more dish soap, cloudy old knobs. This thing's plastic. This one's metal. And look how pretty she is. Look at her shine and sparkle. We have sponges, scrubbers. Can't wait to switch this out. So today's the day. We got our Dishmaster faucet. Aww. I can't wait. I knew as soon as I did the dishes in the trailer for the first time, I was like, this is happening. We're getting this. Have you heard that I'm excited? My grandfather was one of the first door-to-door salesmen for Dishmaster. I didn't know that until I told my dad that we were getting a Dishmaster for the RV. He was like, really? It's more than a kitchen faucet. Whoa, kitty. They understood my enthusiasm level and they gave us this for the back of our RV. Hopefully we're not going to get a bunch of creepy DMs from people. Here it is, everybody. Yeah. One of the owners at Dishmaster, which I don't know why there's not one standard in every RV, but he knew how excited I've been about this, and he said to me, Dishmaster customers are so weird. We are. So this is the Imperial 4. Are you ready? Look at how pretty she is! Yay! Register for a warranty. I think it's a lifetime warranty? I'm not sure. It's so cute. If you want a vintage kitchen, failure to install the O-rings will cause the faucet to leak. And this is the Dishmaster. So they have a bunch of these. I picked the classic Sunburst because it's the one that my grandma had, and then my mom. Hot and cold water. These are the scrub heads. It comes with 2. You only use one at a time. They attach onto this wand. This one has a button on it. You press the button to engage the soap. No soap, push the button, soap. While you're washing dishes, if it runs out of soap, you'll know. Suddenly there's no bubbles. When you pull this up, it directs the water instead of through the faucet to the wand where you can use the scrubby. If you're done doing dishes, you don't need to refill your soap. Wait until you're about to do dishes again, because especially in an RV, it might be really hot outside, or you might be traveling. The heat could dry it out. Just wait until you're about to do dishes, and that'll be your first step. Just make it a habit so you never forget. You can either rinse it off with this nice extra long faucet or use your Dishmaster. Just put it on and twist. That's it. You can buy a bunch of these. Sponges get really dirty and have to be replaced all the time. But these bristles are like a toothbrush. Hopefully you use them both about the same amount. Ooh, look at that. Okay, so we got this super heavy duty orange one. This is for like when you're scrubbing those really stubborn pans where you burnt, you know, if I was cooking, you would use this. Get that off. If you have something you don't want to get your brush dirty with, or that's going to be really hard to get out of your brush, and you're a sponge kind of person, like my husband, you can just put the soapy water in it and then use your sponge. Do what you got to do. Get that bigger mess out without messing up your brush head. The bristles get down into those little grooves on your Tupperware. They dry really fast. There's nowhere for the water to just stay, like in a sponge. There's nowhere for anything to hide. If you get any chunks of food in them, do this. Done. They're gonna stay super clean. Like, I've used this a bazillion times. This is where you put the brush when it's not in use, just on the back of the sink, so that you don't have to stow it every time you move the RV. Anything that's not screwed down, you have to stow it. Like a big bottle of dish soap, or probably little ones if you're in an RV. You don't have to do that anymore because this opens up on the back of your Dishmaster faucet and you just pour the soap directly inside. So it's right behind the knobs. You have to dilute it or it won't work. It'll be too thick to go through the hose. It's like putting soap into a squirt gun. It's not gonna work. And then you just close the lid. And then you can drive around and you don't have a bottle of dish soap that's gonna be rolling around into the floor at any point because your soap is already kept in this little white reservoir inside the faucet. Plus, you don't have to live on the sofa. You just get enough on there to break the surface tension, clean the dish. You can rinse it again with soap when you're done. But it doesn't take a whole lot of soap. That's a really easy rookie mistake to make. And if you want to save water, or if you don't want to fill up your tank right away, you can put a little soapy water in here. Turn the water off. You've got soap and water in here. You can scrub all day. Or if you're one of those people who really likes to fill up the sink, you can fill up the sink, just plug it up, fill it up with your soapy water, and then scrub all your dishes in it. And you can rinse off all your dishes out of the soapy water once you drain the sink, and it'll take half the time. They have a fancier faucet that's just this really nice spout with these really subtle, small, classy knobs, and it gives you more counter space because the soap reservoir is underneath the faucet. But then for us in the RV, it would take the space under the counter for the soap reservoir that you would have to keep refilling underneath, moving everything in front of it to get to it to refill the soap. So it doesn't really make sense for an RV. But for us, this one works because we're not using that counter space on the back of the counter anyway. It's this big. We don't use that space. It's too narrow. It's always wet. It's a family company. I had talked to one of the owners about which faucet to get, and he said most RVs, the two places where the knobs go, he said the standard is about 8 inches apart, where there's 2 holes in the countertop. So if you look under your counter in your RV, you can see how far apart these 2 knobs drop in for the hot water and the cold water. And if it's 8 inches, you got like 2 choices on which Dishmaster you can get depending on if you're going to use your counter space or if you're not going to use your counter space. If you need the cabinet space underneath or if you don't. They're really helpful. They'll answer all your questions. They've got a great sense of humor. I told them that I was hoping that getting a Dishmaster would help us transition into RV life and not have something else to argue about. And he said, in my experience, getting an RV doesn't cause less argument. They sent us a picture. I'll put it up on Still Store. We know these aren't the prettiest parts in the carton. This appearance is the result of the 3,000 plus degrees Fahrenheit soldering process. They aren't bad and they aren't used. We could have cleaned them up, but that would have added unnecessary costs. After the faucet is installed, you will not see these parts. So they're saving the customer money in another way. This is the easiest way to clean a sink I've ever seen in my life. My mama taught me that once you're washing dishes, your hands are already wet. You might as well clean the counter while you're at it.